What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and today it's time to take a look at some difficult matchups for Atlantean. I was playing random on a Smurf. The Smurf is like 1700, so top 100, and I'm playing against other top 100 players roughly at the moment. But I just was like, you know what? I want to just try some ideas out and see what I can come up with. So right here, we're playing Kronos versus Hades, and this is one of those matchups that I think is very, very challenging for Kronos to actually break through. So I want to talk through a bit of a game plan and see how things are going to go. Now, the reason why Kronos kind of sucks versus Hades is because you need to put a little bit of pressure on so that your opponent can't just walk forward, put a fortress in your face or two fortresses in your face, and then, yeah, you're not going to be able to break through that if that ends up, like, you end up getting into that situation. So it's all about avoiding that situation so that you can actually be the one exerting the pressure. And when you start exerting pressure is the big part, right? So let's talk a little bit about the problems you're going to encounter here. So first one here is the town center you don't want to let your opponent have is the town centers that are forward. Because if they get the forward town centers, then, well, first and foremost, this map is really, really good for food. If you get sentinels onto this, you can eat this food nice and easily. But the second thing is if they get the town center, then they're going to be able to launch their fortress attack off into your main base and start breaking this down very, very easily. And that can be very challenging to deal with. So we need to ensure that we don't allow this to happen. Now, I'm doing a build here which gets me pickaxe first. I don't remember if I got hand axe. I don't think I did. Let's just fast forward a little bit here. I don't think I got it. So yeah, we're going just pickaxe and looking for a relatively decent advance. Reason is because we're playing against the Hades, who's going for Vaults of Erebus and a fast advance here, while I might be able to get some damage done. If he's being any bit respectful of the matchup, he's going to have an Ajax out. My Prometheans are just going to kind of run around and not really do much, and I'm going to be upset. Plus, I'm just not very good at controlling that while also setting up everything else that I need to do behind it. Anyways, point is, we're going for a little bit more of an economic approach, and we are going to be grabbing both of our upgrades because I want to make sure that I can put some pressure on and then drop a town center if need be. My opponent grabs this back town center first. I'm happy. If he grabs this one first, I want to be able to deny it. But first mistake here is I did not have any vision on this position. I could have had the temple over here, but didn't. So is what it is. I did time shift the temple forward such that I can stop this back town center from coming up. But nonetheless, he moves villagers forward, and now I'm going to spoil it. We did not scout this. Not that it would have been a huge deal. Let's say that I do scout it. Just let's say that I do. There's Ajax here. I'm not going to be able to deny the town center, and this is not going to be good. So the question here is whether or not, if I advance faster, I'm going to be able to get my buildings up, and I'm going to be able to get some pressure onto this town center to prevent this. Now, this is 4 minutes and 37 seconds that he starts it, and it's finished in 52 seconds. So let's do a quick little look-see at when my first units come out. So I built these. My first unit coming out at, boom, 5 minutes and 10 seconds-ish. So if I advanced at 4 minutes and 20 or whatever, that's 40 seconds after. So I need to be on this already, like at 4:30 or whatever it was with this unit. So I have to be advancing at like 3 minutes 30, which is absolutely destroying my economy to get here and deny this. So that might have to be the way. You might not be able to go for the economic guillotine and deny this town center. So a smart play from him to get in here and get this one up. I even manually heroized the hero because you actually have to get over here and like have heroes to kill off the Minotaur. My Prometheans come through and spot this, but like I said, the Ajax is here, so you can't really do much. And now we're in this really, really rubbish position where he's got a forward town center. He's got 2 lots of hunt on both sides, and I have to figure out what I'm going to do with these military units. As we charge through, gonna take some damage. Unfortunately, with Kronos, you don't have the luxury of Oceanus. Oceanus is really, really good against this sort of Greek play because you can run under the tower fire, take some damage, retreat back, and heal up, and it's totally fine. But nonetheless, I'm gonna look into my opponent's base here. This makes some sense here. This isn't correct. You don't want to do this just yet. The reason why this isn't correct is, can I see the places where I can attack here? Sure, I can attack here. Here, sure, I can attack here. But the place where I want to be attacking is this food and this food, because this is where these villages are going to be popping out onto. The Hades player doesn't want to put villages over to wood here, doesn't want to put villages to gold here or here, just wants to be on food. So if I can actually hit that, then it's going to be nice. So it's time to move up there, and also it's time to start thinking, now that I got a couple of units out, it's time to start thinking about my own town center. Because my opponent here, basically want to threaten these attacks with these units and force him to make some units so he can't just go straight to the heroic age. So he's going to be retreating back. We can't get any villages, but it's the point here is just idle time and forcing him to run around. I really, really want him to make units. And you can actually see that he is struggling a little bit on food by doing this. I don't know how much idle time he had on that town center, but nonetheless, we will be able to get our own town center up. We will have our own hunt here and all the other good stuff. And from this, I go, okay, so there is a position to attack here. It's here and it's over here. And I think I was actually getting frustrated because I'm like, well, this is stupid. I can't do anything. And realistically speaking, had he taken his scout and had he knocked all these zebra over here away from this, underneath the sentinels, underneath the town center, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. So I would have been rightfully mad. So this is like, you really, like, this town center it is what it is. But anyways, the fact of the matter is I can come through here. I can get a little bit of damage. I do manage to get a villager pick here. 2 villagers here. Yep. And then we just retreat back. So this is great. And he's trying to get a wall up over here. I'm just trying to deny everything I possibly can. And still getting economic upgrades and heroizing my citizens on cooldown. This is the advantage of Prometheus. Prometheus here in this patch, I mean, it's not like it's bad to heroize your Murmillos like I did here, but realistically, the best usage of Valor is to just get your villagers heroized up. How many do I have, if any? I got 2 heroes. I got 4 heroes in, right? You want to go up to about 10 heroes with the Valor, or like 10 charges of Valor, so 9 or 10, depending on how your raids are going. Keeping a Murmillo alive, it is worth it, right? This thing is 95 food, 55 gold to get it back up to full HP. It's a hefty amount of resources to just say, let me take those back. Anyways, you can see he's got a little bit of fight in him, but I'm going to continue to push him around. He's trying to get this wall up. I'm going to say, no, sir, no wall for you. Dead villager. This is great. Every little one of these dead villagers is fantastic. And we do try and get like a double raid here, but he's very good. Achilles denies it. And now we go up to a 3rd town center. I'm not exactly sure if this is correct or not, because my opponent, I showed this to my opponent. So I'm like, you see the town center going up. So you can now make a decision as to whether or not you want to go for your own 3rd town center. If you do go for your 3rd town center, then I think it's a completely fine play. If you go for a 2nd town center, oh, sorry, you stay 2 town center, go heroic age, and then drop a fortress down instead. Now we're starting to question whether or not this is a good idea or not. I'm not 100% sure. But I don't really know what he's doing just yet, and I'm just going to keep on trying to keep him in the classical age. He's making hoplites, which means I can make some Caraballister here, no problems. I don't want to overdo the Caraballister, but just enough to say, please don't attack my army. I've got scary units. And the other reason for this town center is just we got so much hunt. So I'm like, if you go for a 3rd town center here, kind of delayed, it's going to be fine on the food because we just got so much food around our town centers. Anyways, we've done good pressure, time for upgrades, and time to go to the heroic age ourselves here, based on how many units that we see our opponent build. If we see him building a ton of units and looking to come and kill us, maybe we're going to keep spamming units out. But realistically, I want heroic age here. I got a lot of villagers on gold now. The food's going to come through, and heroic ages to coming in. So we've managed to get through this early game and not be behind. That's the goal, right? I don't, by behind, I mean, managed to get through this early game and not have a fortress thrown up in our face, right? That's the big problem that we have to be sort of avoiding as Kronos here. So then the question is, okay, well, what is the plan? How do we win this matchup? If we don't do something here, the ball is 110% in our court as the Kronos. If we don't do something here, the Hades is going to get to a position where his army is just better than ours. And it doesn't matter how well we attack him, he's just going to be able to kill our army, and we're going to be in trouble. So how do we win the game? Well, map control. Map control. There's gold mines everywhere though. So we have to play really well here to do anything. He uses restoration, which is fantastic for us, getting that out of there. He does put some pressure onto us, so I have to build some extra units. I'm overdoing it on gold because, well, I was planning on having the food to get to the next stage. Didn't quite work out for us. These villagers here could pull off and come over onto this hunt, and I would be in the heroic age already. I also see an opportunity here for a watchtower time shift to try and knock off this position. Get watchtowers and time shift your base watchtowers forward. It doesn't cost that much to time shift from memory. I think it's half the cost of the building. So it's kind of nice and it's kind of scary. My opponent wants to come in here and bash this down. I can shoot them with the Caraballister while they're taking it out and get a hefty amount of value on the trade. So this seems like an okay idea for me. Plus, if I get crenellations and this goes up to 20 range, I'm going to be able to actually shoot these villages from here. Like, if I quickly show the radius right now, it's there. If I get an extra 2, it'll be up to the villager. And I will get crenellations in as well. It's not necessarily like crenellations. The main reason you want this one is for track rating for your towers, first and foremost. Anyways, we're going up through Rhea. Rhea is the only option at the moment. If you want to go through Hyperion, I don't rate it in this matchup in the slightest. So think about it. I got caught out of position here, and I'm going to actually lose a huge amount of units. So this is a big mistake. My plan was to actually sit here, but I got caught out of position. Like sit here, have to take down the watchtower and shoot him from range. But I lost a whole bunch of units here, and I'm going heroic age. So this is really bad for me. This is where he's going to go heroic age now, and he's going to be able to plant this fortress down. I'm not going to be able to do anything against it. So now I have to say, okay, well, this is bad. So how do we avoid this situation now from getting from bad to worse? So, well, at the very least, I'm going to be in the heroic age first. I need to secure my position. So a palace over here, and we're going to have to start thinking about setting up on this side here as well, maybe to stop this gold mine and grab all of that. But this is the first option, and we're going to go straight into some Arcus to deal with his hoplites, some Orichalcum Mail, some heavy range soldiers, get our upgrades. This is really important as well when playing as Atlantean, is to quickly grab yourselves these heroic age upgrades. I'm not exactly sure why it is. Maybe someone smarter than me at math is going to be able to help it out. But I think the reason is because we have so many more, like naturally more villages than our opponent, because it takes a little bit less time to build them. Grabbing these really quick is just going to, and if our opponent does the same, right, this is going to put us like relatively further in front because we just got more stuff that it's applying to. And that's my guess on why this is really good. But yeah, this is just what it seems like. Just for Atlanteans, this is a big advantage. I see his army here. I don't think I can fight it, but my goal here is to sneak palaces up in his face. And we have Arcus, we have Caraballister. He does have Curse, and we do have a palace we can retreat back onto. So this one coming through, I'm going to be able to traitor his Nemean Lion. So long as these Caraballister is still here, this is going to be really good for us. He doesn't have any Peltas just yet. So I want to get this palace up. I want to hit this position here. Now, technically speaking, he should have up a fortress already himself, which it looks like he's got the resources for, but he hasn't planted it. So we do have to be kind of careful. We do have a deconstruction. So as soon as I see a fortress going up, I want to deconstruct it before he can get a Petropolis out. Just to give us the timing, I'm going to be mixing in destroyers. And my goal here, I did get a little cheeky, I didn't show this, it's a little cheeky thing. Our goal here is to get a palace here, to get a palace here, and potentially also a palace here. So we're just trying to bolster our army, because we're already at full population, basically. I'm missing a house somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where it is. There it is. But I'm basically at full population now. So building these palaces is just going to artificially push our population up. Whereas our opponent here is looking to try and get to the Mythic Age, it looks like. And obviously Mythic Age, quick Mythic Age here is really, really strong if I can't find the pressure. So I don't know where his army is. I've got a couple of destroyers out and a behemoth, and I do see the fortress here, so I'm not going to be able to deny it, but I can just deconstruct it as soon as it's finished. No problems. So his army's going to come in with my behemoth on this and the destroyers. The town center should fall. I'm not going to be able to... I mean, I'm going to deconstruct the fortress immediately, like I said, but I'm not going to be able to beat this army unless I'm underneath my palace here. Killing the town center is more than enough. This forces our opponent now to start respecting us and stay in the heroic age. And this is our game plan. This is what we need. So we have to be applying this pressure. And now that he runs underneath the fortress, he's got a backup. We've got Destroyer Arcus as our comp. This is something from Legacy, which for some reason kind of fell out of fashion in Retold. It's probably because the counter units are much better, or counter infantry is much better in Retold than in Legacy, but this is still really, really good so long as you control the destroyers nicely. Anyways, let's speed up just a little bit. Now we've forced our opponent into the heroic, to stay in the heroic age. Now we can continue on our game plan, which is getting techs, and pushing everywhere and anywhere from this side to this side to this side, and just utilizing this as our pivot point. And as we get resource, I got a lot of wood and gold in the bank. As we get resource, you can see how strong this army is. He does a fantastic job of splitting hoplites and peltas to be on the right units here, but you can't really kill off our palace with peltas. He doesn't have any pushing power here. He doesn't have the Petropolis yet, but he will be starting to get those out now. You can see that. So I try and get up another one, and I will trader the Petropolis as well, as another reason why we go for the rear is to steal this, because this is a really, really good siege weapon. And now I can get in onto this top side and build this palace. If this comes up, does our opponent see it? He does see it, right? Yeah, he sees it, but I don't know why he's not attacking it. If we can get this up, this basically means that we've locked off our opponent from this top side of the map. Yeah, there's villagers over here already, but because we locked him off, now we can pivot up to the top, and he has to push through the palaces to come and stop us. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, we've also got this down, market to come down as well. Locked this gold mine off, and now, yeah, now this is all our position. We can repair this up. We've got ourselves all these Arcus, and this little move here with the Murmillo is really, really... This is what you need to do against Hades, against the Greek army. If you can't just attack move and expect to beat the Greek army, even with the palaces as well. Basically, you want to pull your infantry and have your Arcus shoot them. And that way, while the Peltas are going to be getting good damage onto your Arcus are actually getting the huge DPS onto the hoplites. Now, these hoplites do have themselves Aegis Shield. They do have themselves Copper Shield. So they've got a huge amount of pierce armor. So you do have to be very, 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 very good with the army control. Otherwise, life's very tough. And then we can shoot and scoot back to this palace. We've got this palace helping out. We've got this palace helping out. And we're going to be able to control this position even more. We can time shift towers in, get guard towers if need be. Still huge amounts of resources in the bank. I want to go to the Mythic Age. Don't have the resources just yet. When you're in this position and you get all the fortresses up, nice transitions is to just start putting farms down. Because you don't really... The plan is to not really lose your Arcus, right? You're going to lose the infantry units a lot, but don't lose your Arcus is the big plan. On the other side, I was mentioning what the Atlantean player wants to do with the Arcus. The Hades player wants to do the same thing, right? You don't want to chase the Murmillo. You want to pull back and have the Peltas just keep shooting, so get out of range of the Arcus or whatever. So both players basically need to be controlling that army really, really nicely. But Palace will stay alive. Another tech that's important is to get Masons, and that'll help your Palaces stay alive in these sorts of fights. And you can see 50.4 damage per second on this palace is absolutely insane. Does this have anything in it, or is that just what it is? Right, Hello? Is there units garrison? No. That can't be right. There's no way. Oh, that's just the total. Oh, I see. It's doing boiling oil damage. It's doing boiling oil damage. I'm getting confused. Okay. Yeah. 50.4 damage per second. That's right. Okay. It's doing boiling one tick of damage instead of 3 arrows. It's the same thing. Okay. I just never mind. But yeah, this is an interesting game here. A good game plan for the Kronos. Losing a fight is normally gives all the ball over to the Hades court. I think if he rushed the fortress up and started getting Petropolis down to start killing my palace, his life would have been a bit challenging. But if I didn't lose the fight here, if I was in the right position and I got this going correctly in the first place, he wouldn't have had that timing. So mistakes were made. Even with the town center coming up, you've still got some options as long as your opponent doesn't push those that hunt underneath the town center. So it is an interesting thing. You do have some chances here with Kronos, even in a map like this, even when you get the town center over. I am interested in potentially what it would look like if we go for a faster advance time and try and get units out to deny this town center. Remember, they've got Minotaur, Ajax, and potentially 8 villages plus with restoration to get the town center up. So you do have to be there, ready. Like I said, I don't think I should care about this back town center going up, but I think it is. I think it's going to be challenging anyways if you don't get those economic technologies in early. So maybe it's just a better idea to just be poking and saying no worries, have the town center. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me just see if there's another game here that was interesting to go through. I played a bunch of Atlantean games trying to work out some things. I mean, we could go through this Gaia versus Set game. Don't remember it being very good. Gaia versus Odin. This one was interesting. I'll just speed through this one as well. Because this one here, the basic, I think the common thought here is that Atlantean is just not very good against Norse. And I think that's the case. I think Norse should be having an easier time beating Atlantean than the Atlanteans have beating Norse. If the Norse player plays really well, then it's going to be very challenging. Let's speed through this early game. I just do a standard double upgrade advance here. I don't necessarily think this is the best build order in the world, but I don't really care. The reason I don't care is because advancing late here with Atlantean, especially with Gaia, is completely fine against Odin. So both upgrades, and then as soon as I hit the classical age, I'm actually grabbing Shaft Mine immediately. And this is part of the later advance. I'm trying to take the resources that I gain from saying I'm going to advance later and with extra stuff to then apply even more. Because I know I can't spend all these resources straight away, even with 2 military buildings. So this is totally fine. I also grab relics, getting Gugnir's Odin Spear, Dwarven Calipers, Feather of a Fang. It's well worth it to do this to get all the favor income. Super, super worth it. I got 2 of these. We got that 5-colored Stone of Nuar. Terrible relic, but grabbing it nonetheless. And we got to heroize some units here. 1 to kill off the Ravens, but 2 for the Valkyrie. So what's the plan here? Well, the plan here is we do not have timing on our side here as Atlanteans. We don't want to move across the map and do anything. We need a scout. That's why the Caladria is out here. I need to make sure he's not grabbing a naked town center or something. If he does, then we have to match it pretty well quick. Luckily, we've got the Shaft Mine and bonus economy. We can easily just drop another Gaia Forest onto our wood villages here, and then our food villages here, and convert them into wood to manage to get this, and then pull these villages off, put them onto gold, then grab the town center. It's totally fine, but we just need to make sure that we're confirming that. But what I saw in his main base was Great Hall. Now, this is a little bit of metagaming. It doesn't necessarily mean he's not going for a fast second town center, but it's like 9 times out of 10, that's going to be it. There could be some pretty naughty sort of mind games that Odin players could play where they drop a Great Hall and just go for a delayed second town center. And that could be brutal to deal with. But like just building Hersa out of the Great Hall and the temple and then dropping the town center. But so long as you're scouting, you're going to be able to see what's going on. So push out again. I should have kept scouting with the Caladria, but I see now there's raiding cavalry here. I see him on this hunt, and now I have to say, okay, how disrespectful are you being? Because I know I'm not supposed to attack you. I know that I have my Caladria though, so that I can disengage. I have Pacify, I've got heals. And the only units that can chase these guys are going to be raiding cavalry. The only units that can kill these guys are going to be throwing axemen. So long as I disengage here, if this is going to be fine. So I need to come in. I'm looking for a raid. If I kill a villager, fantastic. But I know that if I see an army here, I'm going to immediately run. So I do scout this. I see the throwing axe and I go, okay, he's playing a classical fight. Great. We need to sit back and wait now. And you can see his army is here. He almost was able to sort of catch us out. But even if he does, we're so far from the throwing axe for now that it doesn't matter. And I'm happy to take these engagements. A bit of a miscontrol from him. Every little bit of this is great. You can see my main base is very well defended on this side, so he can't come through. So I can position my army over onto this left side and it's totally fine. Okay. So we continue along. These sort of ideas here of sending a citizen out onto a gold mine with a manor is something that, you know, Klavoth does quite a bit, and I think it's really good. Just come forward, put your mana down, have a villager on this gold. It allows this gold mine to expire a little bit slower. So, yeah, that's good. I don't think I should be moving here just yet. The timing that I'm waiting for is effectively for copper weapons, copper mail, and this tech, which I've already got, the Bite of the Shark. So what I do need to do, however, is continue to poke and make sure that he is being respectful. I keep saying this, being respectful of the matchup. If he goes heroic age here, I need to push. I might show you a game after this of when my opponent isn't respectful of the matchup, and yeah, we get caught out here. This is not a terrible fight for us to take because his army isn't actually present. So I can get the Carnivora over here, get some damage. I got to retreat back with this guy's. He casts Forest Fire, and I'm like, all right, he's honest now. Let me get onto my Gaia Lush here. He's throwing Axemen not with the army, so we can turn and actually fight this. But this is the kind of gameplay you want to be going for up until you get your upgrades. You don't want to take a full fight, just little fights, little engagements. Take the good ones where you can. We are going to be in some trouble here if he spots this, but that is what it is. So now we get the armory, more military buildings, and I've confirmed that he's going to be staying in the classical age. So this is completely fine. I can take these sorts of fights again if he wants to be close to me. I had the speed on Lush from getting channels from the temple, and that allows us to get a bit of a nice engage and kill a unit there. So let's speed up again to the next fight, as I'm just going to be pumping armory upgrades. There we go, getting copper mail. Again, I see the armory here, and at this point I'm like, well, I really do need to just continue to make sure he's building units. Pulling back here. Let's pause here, actually. This is an interesting moment. Again, this is the same thing with the Arcus Destroyer comp. When you're playing against Norse, you don't want to be sitting here fighting with the infantry units. You want to pull them back and allow the Caraballista to get all of the value up until you're sitting on top of the Caraballista. And then what you can do is you can go into box formation and retreat. I'll see if I actually do that here. I can't remember. But I got I'm sitting right on top of them here. It's not the best of fights for us, but we did manage to get at least one upgrade in. And now we can pull back onto the Lush. It's still not the best of fights, so we got to pull back, and there's that box formation retreat. So he can't kill off the Caraballista when we do this. We'll take a little bit of damage on our infantry units. That's fine, but we don't lose our Caraballista on the retreat. That's a really, really big thing. Now, sort of bad micro from us. I need to be targeting down those thrown axemen, and now we are, so happy days. And in the end of the day here, a trade is good for us. Outright winning the fight is obviously amazing for us, but a trade is totally fine. This is completely fine for us because we've got the better economy. We've got Shaft Mine. We've got, well, we don't have Bow Sword just yet, but we have Shaft Mine, so that's good. So we trying to push forward, trying to delay here, trying to get more units out. I don't have copper weapons just yet, but we got lots and lots of resources. Let's push forward to the next fight. So he's killing off our stuff over here. This is fine. I mean, I don't really care. I know I see him getting a huge amount of Valks, so I need to start heroizing some units. He's trying to raid our gold up onto the top, and we are in a little bit of a gold starve situation, but we've now hit the point where our army is probably going to start winning, like, pretty hard. We've got copper weapons, copper mail. We've got all the units. We've got good amounts of military. I don't really think I should be squeezing for Rhea. And while I pre-queued it, I did queue up the units. The reason why is because we're in a gold starved situation. We have to make sure we're defending this and live. But we do have Lush here on our side, so that's good. And we've also got another Carnivora here. I got 3 Caladria as well to help heal up, so that's also nice. But yeah, this is just a little bit of jockeying. One idea here would be to throw up watchtowers here. I'll get a watchtower on the front. I don't have Kren, but this wouldn't be a terrible idea. As the Valks come off to the side, heroes chase them. Carnivora on top of the throwing Axeman here. And this is going to be a fight that our opponent just simply can't win here. He should not have taken it. He could have kept pressuring, but not taken a fight. But he decided to sit in here. He's going to lose a lot of Valkyrie as well. And we're now good to go to the next stage. After we win this fight, we're good to go to the next stage. And at any point when you win the fight against Norse, actually win a fight, not sort of going equal, that's when you're good to go to the next stage. So now we can go for that. And we can get our base all sorted out, no problems with the walls, and starting to set up the economic guilds to move forward because we want to put pressure here. And our plan at this point is get this tech, get this tech, get this tech, and then we're really far in front. We're going to be able to get another Carnivora down and a trader onto something. If he's going to the heroic age as well, we can steal a frost giant or a mountain giant or something like that, and we can get our first palace up to start pushing forward. Now against Norse, this is where things are really big. I don't think I'm going to show it in this game, but against Norse, the unit you need to push in the heroic age is the behemoth. You can't use destroyers. So Caladria behemoth is huge. Now he takes a fight here against my full medium units, or sorry, heavy units with Orichalcum Mail. It's just not a winning fight for him, unfortunately. Still a Valkyrie with Trader, and yeah, this is going to go very well our way, and he's going to tap out. So this is one way that you can find a win against an Odin player. Some things went well for him, some things not so well in this game. But the general game plan here, as you can see, goes like this. So I'll show you one more game against another player that goes for something a little bit different. Let me jump into this one. So this one here is against a Thor. So let's go quick. It's not the best of examples, but the theme here is what I want you to pay attention to. So when you're playing against Norse, you can try this out for yourself, and it might work, it might not. Like I said, I think this is a difficult matchup. I'm not saying it's not a difficult matchup. It is. So yeah, but the game plan and the theme here is what we want to do. So again, same sort of build. Getting ourselves that shaft mine immediately, dropping the buildings, starting to build things, taking a look around for where he's got stuff. I've got eyes on here, making sure he's not grabbing a town center, scouting everything. I see him going for the longhouse, which means I can go immediately for Carabalister. He's going to get some raids in. Let's slow down a little bit. So we can't stay here. I was a little bit greedy to come out onto this spot. But getting any amount of little bits of damage here with my Caladria is huge. He drops a healing spring in the middle of the map, which does allow him to secure the hunt here. This is something that I don't like. I don't want to give my opponent the opportunity to sit here on hunt. But it's a healing spring. I can't really do a whole lot there. I'm scouting around with my Murmillo, just trying to see what's out here. If he takes some damage, it's totally fine because I got the heals. And if he wants to chase me, I got Pacifier to snipe the unit. So that's nice there. Anyways, at the moment, it's Caraballo's to Murmillo. And again, I need to be scouting. So this is what I'm doing. You move forward with the Caladria, move forward the units, and just trying to spot how many units he's got. If he's got a huge amount of units, we're going to be able to poke if he's forward, but we don't want to engage. If he doesn't have many units, now we're looking for fights. Again, our goal here is to wait for these upgrades. I've already got the armory up, so we'll get those in, and especially against Thor, who starts with the upgrades, it's very important. So we're going to zoom ahead, get our upgrades. I see his units coming at us. That's good for us. If he's going to be spamming units, we just sit back and effectively we're using the Caraballis as a zone. He's got his troll to zone, which is actually really good from him. So I will have to actually heroize a unit. I decide, okay, Hero Caraballister is a good idea. That will push us forward a little bit. We're spreading out. Again, trying to get onto gold mines nice and early here. So we push forward. I can't see what he's doing. I can't see what he's doing. So I don't know. I'm very nervous about this, but my upgrades are coming through. We've now got ourselves our upgrades. We've got ourselves our medium. We've got ourselves our Bite of the Shark. So it's time to actually look for a fight. Or basically confirm if he is, again, being respectful of the matchup. I run forward and let me take a look at the army. It's 70 to 70. So he's cheesed something out because I haven't killed anything, right? So we have to take a fight. Like, one thing you can do here is, well, you can't with the buildings here, but you can select, you can kind of select the unit. You can do it. Okay, here you go. You can select the army and you can be like, okay, how much population is that? A quick math, 10 of these, 8 of these. It's not very big. It doesn't look like a big army at all. Compared to us, we got more. So that's a fight we're going to have to take. So we charge forward. He did not have to take this fight, by the way. If he didn't take this fight and retreated back, there was nothing he's defending here. It's totally fine for him. And he does decide to pull away. So this is fine. We get a big amount of damage onto this. He still should have retreated here. He's trying to defend this position, but he did not have any right doing this. And he's going to hit the heroic age. And this is kind of bad for us. But we managed to get some damage here. So this is... Also, he didn't frost everything. But this is the idea, right? We need to catch him going to the heroic age. And this is the idea I wanted to show off. So continuously poking, continuously checking how many units he's got, and judging whether or not we should take a fight or not, and using our timing of the armory upgrades is really big. So yeah, from here, Great Hall goes down, and we are in a decent spot because he has to sit back and get himself his units back out. If he'd pulled back, he'd probably be able to look for some fights with heavy onto us, and we'd have to be respectful of that and sort of retreat back into our little grassy area to take fights. But we'd still be okay. We've still got some play left if that happens, and I might show you a game where that is something that does happen in the next one. So we get some raids, of course. If he's not going to do anything, we get some raids, and we're just looking for gold control at this point. We're in the heroic age. We've got the palace. We're going to go straight for the mythic age. So yeah, we don't have any pushing. Well, this is what I thought in this moment. I don't have any pushing power with Gaia in the heroic age. So I'm just going to go mythic age. I killed off a huge amount of units. I'll go mythic age. I'm going to have Fire Siphon to push. Realistically here, I do have pushing power in the heroic age, and that's Behemoth. Now I lost one somewhere along the way. But if I've got the favor for it. If I build 2 Behemoth, and I've got this tech as well, 65 favor for that, nice. I can just push in and I can kill this. So I could have spammed units here. I could have pushed. It would have worked. But Heroic Age gives him a little bit of an opportunity to attack. But we can sort of defend on the palace here, garrisoning to kill off the portable rams. And then we can immediately get ourselves a Fire Siphon. And once we have the Fire Siphon out, we're able to start really making some pushing work. I steal a portable ram from him. The hill fort will go down, and that's where the game ends. So this is one idea here for siege pushing with Atlantean is get your palace up, defend on your palace, go heroic, go mythic age for the Fire Siphon, and then we can start making our push work. The next idea, which I think is a little bit more sound, less like risk, is this one. I play against the same guy. He goes in with Frere. And you'll notice, well, Frere is easily the hardest matchup for Atlantean. It is. It just is. So we'll speed through this. It's the same start. So if you want to learn this one, it's very, very simple. It's 2 food, 1 gold, 1 wood, pickaxe, hand axe, drop the gold. The gold village drops some mana and the rest go into food. And then you're 3 gold, 3 wood, 2 food, and you get yourself that upgrade as well. So he's over here and he drops the Asgardian Bastion, he drops the town center, and he drops Ghoul and Bursty to get it all up. Fine. If he wants to go that hard on the town center, I can't stop you. So this is actually a really, really good way to play for the Frere player if the town center is amazing, which this one isn't. So what do I do here? Well, I got to say, well, I better go for a town center as well. There's no way for me to push this. He's got 2 gold mines in his main base. He's got all the goats. So even if we pressure, it's going to be difficult. One thing here that we can do, though, is we can pressure the hunt. Now, I don't exactly know where it is. I haven't seen it. I don't know. So he gets away with it. But I did have that opportunity here to come up. He actually is pulling back into his main base. Watchtowers are scary here, but I got the double Caladria, so this is kind of fine for us to get just a little bit of pressure in here, just as long as I don't stay for too long. Again, this is one of the few civs that can actually do this, so having flying healing is gigantic. If you're Norse, you can kind of do it with Valkyrie as well. But anyways, trying to kill off a temple. Against Freyr, this doesn't really do much. I'm just trying to be annoying as much as I possibly can, pushing him off this wood line, force him over here or over here would be nice, but he smartly just moves to the other side of the wood line and I don't see that. I do see that this gold mine is open, so I can put some more pressure here. Just trying to pump units out, try to, like, again, make him be respectful, make him make units. I don't want him to go to the heroic age here for free, because that would be a problem. He gets Tempest, and that's going to be tough. And I do notice that he moves over onto this food as well. I'm going to come forward and drop a mana here as well. And this is our first little bit of serious damage. Like I said, this town center's got nothing on it, so I just don't want him to... I don't want him to get any of that. So I pick off 2 villages. And I'm actually able to start eating this food for ourselves. So happy days there. Next move here needs to be a heroic age, basically. Keep spamming units isn't really going to work. He's playing hyper defensive. I can see that. He's not pushing out. He's not defending his food, so that means he's not pumping units. All of those things are things you can kind of gauge. So I guess just get enough units. Yeah, I mean, you can come back over and start harassing the temple again, but harass the gold mine, etc. But yeah, we're not going to be able to do much. Now we go through Rhea, and this is where I did discover this is definitely an idea. Well, not right here, but this game. So. Bite of the Shark, heavy infantry. He drops Tempest, and this is one of those things which is the reason why this matchup is tough, is because you have to deal with Gul and Bursty, you have to deal with Tempest, and regardless, you're going to lose units against a Civ which isn't paying for stuff, right? So you're in a really, really tough position now. Now I have to pull back. Huge loss to my army. I have to pull back and I have to wait. So I get this palace up. I see him going for the 3rd town center, and I go, well. This is, unfortunately, I don't really have the ability to go for a town center here. I need to push this. So the idea here is Palace on the town center now with Behemoth to push. And what we'll see here when I actually do decide to push is the Caladria are going to be able to keep my Behemoth alive. I lose 1. But this next one, that was a missed micro by me. But this next one, I can heal with all of my Caladria and just get him back up to full HP. That's a huge amount of HP here to get this one back up. Bam! Huge amount of HP with that burst heal. And we can start pushing. So, yeah, there is an option here for the Atlanteans to break through. Now, this is not an option for Uranus. But Uranus has got different things that he can do. Luckily, like... Gets to the mythic age. Make destroyers? I don't know. Maybe that's not other things Uranus can do. Anyways, the Behemoth can be very, very powerful here. And now we can come forward. We can take our own town center because we actually got damage done. We can get the palace up on this spot to secure this town center here. Secure this gold mine. And now this is what we're basically looking for in this map and this matchup is gold control. We got this control. We got this control. We got this controlled. And we can think about the next stage. He does a good job with the Inferno. We lose some units. We steal the Fafnir. Our Behemoth's still very healthy here. Killing off more hill forts. Happy days. And we can go Mythic Age. And yeah. Like, I know these aren't like the best of the best of the best players, but the whole idea here is just to show potential ways through a matchup. And hopefully I can get an opportunity to try this against some of the stronger players out there and confirm whether or not it's just skill diff or if the ideas kind of work. But I think the idea of using Behemoth to push, using Palace forward to push in, or Palace creeping like this Palace here was completely safe. This one wasn't. So if he wants to come in and attack this Palace, he's going to have to fight underneath this one. So, this sort of idea is good. But more so the Behemoth plus Galadriel idea to ensure that they stay alive and allow you to break through is something that I think is interesting and can help you try and get wins against this really, really tough matchup. Now, there's a lot of different things that can go wrong here for you as well. Like if for example, the Freyr player goes for... The correct play here with Freyr against Gaia is to drop the Asgardian Bastion in your main base, make yourself some Huskarl and things, and then come out and grab the town center. Probably grab a better town center up the top side and not use Ghoul and Burst here, and then use Ghoul and Burst here with Tempest to clean the entirety of the army up. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are a whole bunch of Atlantean games. If there's a Civ that you guys are saying or feeling has some really, really difficult matchups and you want to see me try and crack them, or at least find a game plan to try and give yourself an opportunity to win, let me know. And I'll try and do that. I'm having fun playing this sort of way, trying to figure out ways through difficult matchups. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.